Hi, my name is Coldbeer and let's start with Elden Ring. Open world where you will be doing a lot of slashing, bashing and rolling around. Game is Souls-like, if I can say that about almost a sequel to the actual Dark Souls and themed around dark fantasy. It has the ability for you to create your own custom characters instead of playing a fixed protagonist. So you can create a character that you may want to immersively merge in with, or a character that you wish to be, or to bang. Honestly, I don't like Dark Souls because I suck as a gamer, but I bought the Elden Ring and I played for hours and hours. I died a lot, and the amount of deaths finally filled my cup of patience and I abandoned it. Now I'm really thinking that I must go back and show all these creepy creatures who the real boss is. Probably not me, but I will try to perform an exorcism session on my noobness, just as my long-dead grandmother usually yelled at me. I will not translate that. Also, if you like me suck at these difficult games, keep in mind that on PC version you can download some mods that can adjust the difficulty to your needs. Dome Keeper. Dome Keeper has about 90% of positive reviews, so it is obviously a hidden gem you may want to try. Well, a nice polished rock at least. This is a roguelike survival miner where you will defend your dome from wave after wave of monsters. You will use the time between each attack to dig beneath the surface and search of valuable resources and artifacts, and use them carefully to choose powerful upgrades and bonuses. People on Steam are talking that the game is very polished, rich and imaginative. It's all you need for your free time. Well, this and potato salad. Scarlet Nexus. So here in the far distant anime future, a psionic hormone was discovered in the human brain, granting people extra sensory powers, and that changed the world as we knew it. As humanity entered this new era, deranged mutants known as Others began to descend from the sky with a hunger for human brains. Highly resistant to conventional attack methods, extreme measures needed to be taken to battle the overwhelming threat and preserve humanity. Those with acute extrasensory abilities known as psionics were our only chance to fight the danger from above. So I guess it is you and your anime heroes named Yuito and Kasani. You will have to complete both of their anime stories to unlock all the anime mysteries of a brainpunk future caught between technology and psychic abilities. Reviews are very positive, although people are saying that the game is quite generic and may not inspire you in any way. Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. Here you'll go after a rogue god over land and sea, captain your ship on a dangerous voyage of discovery across the vast unexplored archipelago region of the Deadfire. Also, have you noticed how all the names in fantasy games and books have some doomy and gloomy meaning?
Region of Deadfire, lands of crying souls, mountain of doom, sea of sorrow, forest of banshee screams,
and so on. Well, in the real world, all those places would probably have way less terrifying names given to them by locals, such as
Region of Rocks, Land of Dirt, the Volcano, Sea of Water, and Forest of Pedophiles.
Yeah, this is an exception. Way more terrifying than Forest of Banshee Screams, to be fair. Don't go there for any reason. Anyway, all the names are way less poetic in the real world. So in Pillars of Eternity 2 you will bend the world to your will, as you explore the depths of infinite possibilities, including detailed character customization and total freedom of exploration. People on Steam comments are saying that the second part has more interesting quests and activities than the first one. Well, it's for you to judge. Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus. Take control of one of the most technologically advanced armies in the Imperium, the Adeptus Mechanicus. Here you lead the expedition on the newly rediscovered planet and will try to seize the power. You can customize your team, manage resources, discover long-forgotten tech and control your tech priests every move. People on Steam are saying that this game is highly addictive, well-written and can be appealing not only for Warhammer fans but also for simple folk that never even heard the word. More than 90% of the reviews are positive, so really close to overwhelmingly positive title. Tainted Grail Conquest. This is a unique, infinitely replayable, story-driven hybrid between a deck-building roguelite and an RPG game. Here you will explore the ever-changing maps, fight with deadly enemies, and learn what happened to the cursed island of Avalon. You will find 9 unique hero classes, 460 cards, 340 passive skills, 50 masteries, and a lot of other stuff you don't really care to hear about right now if you never play the game. I can say one thing for sure, it's a dark fantasy game with all the dark benefits of it. Original monsters and beasts, creepy adversaries, and fun gameplay await you here. About 90% of the reviews are positive, so it's safe to say that there is a huge chance that you will like the game if you like the genre. People on Steam are saying that this game is gritty, gnarly, dark, and worth your money even when it's not on sale. Solasta, Crown of the Magister. You'll discover the shattered world of Solasta, explore ruins and dungeons for legendary treasures, learn the truth of an age-old cataclysm and stop it from happening again. You will be able to create your own party of adventurers in the classic tabletop RPG tradition. The choices you will make while choosing various skills, traits and backstories of your heroes will reflect in their dialogue. You know, if some of them are born in Potato Saladistan, they will always be enemies with the guys who put pineapple in their potato salad. And with these characters you will dive into long-forgotten dungeons to unearth ancient artifacts. But stay watchful of light and darkness. Many dangers hide in the dark, but a light can attract monsters as well. Some enemies have dark vision, some may flee from your torch, but, you know, as I always say, the best way to light your way is with fireballs. It doesn't really matter if your enemies have dark vision or not, a fried monster is always better than a raw monster, so the game is pure treasure for a CRPG fans, and also it includes Dungeon Manager, so you can make your own stories and maps, or play some good ones created by way more talented people than you. Yes, Your Grace. In this Kingdom Management RPG, petitioners will arrive in the throne room each turn to ask for your advice and assistance. You will have to decide whether to help them with their problems or to conserve resources for more important matters. Your supplies are limited and not everyone has the kingdom's best interest at heart. You will not be alone in this task. You will hire generals, witches and hunters to aid your kingdom, prepare for battles and make alliances by satisfying the needs of lords and other kings. People on Steam are saying that the game makes you feel like a real king, although it is a bit depressing. You know, many of your choices have grim consequences and you are personally responsible for all of that. Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon. Recently I played it for several hours and I was really impressed. This indie dark fantasy title follows the Elder Scrolls formula to the letter. Here you play from the first-person perspective. You can use magic, shoot with bows or swing mighty melee weapons. And the more you use one skill or another, the more powerful it becomes. Literally, the vibes from Morrowind are here as well. If you jump a lot, you will train your jumping skill and later you can jump higher. If you run a lot, you will start running faster. If you fight with a two-handed sword, your two-handed damage will become higher. If you make a bowl of delicious potato salads, well, you get the point, right?
No, only left.
Oh, shut up. Also, you can assign various perks and skill points when you level up and create your unique character. And the game really rewards exploration. You can find many hidden items, boss battles, or even entire huge areas if you go off the beaten path. I left starting area with about 15 jars filled with brain and several tongs of a drowner. Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon really delivers in the field of items and various stuff in general. Like in Elder Scrolls games, you can take items directly from the world and put them into your almost endless pocket. I did the calculations. If you really want, you can carry more than 100 hats. You probably may even become a hat seller.
From where did you get these fancy hats, boy?
Well, I kill people and take their belongings.
Alrighty then, we'll give you 1 gold for the fancy one.
That is a deal. Despite all that, keep in mind that the game is in early access and is not finished yet. Frostpunk. This is a society survival game. You are a ruler of the last city on Earth. It is your duty to manage both its citizens and infrastructure. And here optimization and resource management often clash with empathy and thoughtful decision making. If your population is huge, they need more food, so it's nice if some of the people die out doing some harsh labor. Then you get more food for the rest of them, but that will put you in a hard position as a leader. Well, you can go full retard and become a dictator, but then people will rise against you. But then you can just beat them and make them obey. Send their children to work in mines and in general let a few people die to save the rest, even against their own will, but you know, for the greater good. Just Cause 3. The Mediterranean Republic of Medici is suffering under the control of a dictator with a huge appetite for power. So this is some kind of Mediterranean Belarus and you have to show them what freedom looks like. And here it looks like death and explosions of dictator's troops and allies. Here you will be given complete vertical freedom. Skydive, base jump and freedive in an open world the size of 1,000 square kilometers, so you can create chaos in all of this land and have a lot of fun. People on Steam are saying that the game is very fun and has almost zero boring moments. The grappling hook and the wingsuit will help you to fly around and cause havoc, and this experience will keep you entertained for hours. To be exact, about 18 hours of your boring life will be made better by this game. Against the Storm. It has 96% of positive review score, so let's not be afraid of the word masterpiece. This is a roguelite city builder set in a gloomy fantasy world. Artistically, this is one of the coolest RTS city builder games I have seen lately, except one thing: here it never stops raining. And I hate rain. In my country, Lithuania, rain is always cold. Even in the summer and in any other season, it feels like an ice needle piercing my puny body straight to the bone. Also, I wear glasses, so it's a thing that's really hard to love. Anyway, here you are, a pioneer sent into the wilds to establish and manage new settlements inhabited by smart beavers, lizards, and humans. Your goal is to survive long enough and gather the valuable resources necessary to rebuild and upgrade your city. It's the only safe haven against the Blightstorm, a vile cycle of destruction ravaging everything in its path. Vagrus, the Riven Realms. This game is intended for thinkers, for people who like to carefully analyze statistics, plan their future adventures, and so on. Although keep in mind that Vagrus is a very hard game. If you are looking for a casual experience, it is definitely not a good choice for you. So here you'll find a vast realm to explore, filled with unique locations, strange factions, and a colorful cast of characters. The continent is a wasteland riddled with arcane anomalies, swarming with twisted monsters, and haunted by roaming undead even after long centuries of rebuilding. People on Steam are saying that this is a beautiful game, but only for those with the patience and critical thinking. Despite that, the combat here is very basic and based on RNG, so don't expect miracles. Wartales. It has been 100 years since the world saw the fall of the once great Edoran Empire at the hands of an unprecedented plague that swept the nation. So prepare to lead a group of characters in a huge open world where combat, death, and thirst for riches will shape and define your day-to-day life. You are not a special chosen one ushering in a new era of peace. Nah, your goal is solely to survive, well, and thrive in this harsh and hostile land. You can recruit from the vast array of new companions with numerous unique skill sets and weapon preferences, resulting in a plethora of possible builds. You will accept contracts that will take you on a task to defend, liberate, and save the many inhabitants of the land for money. You are not a hero, remember? Also here you will be able to collect bounties, from the most insignificant pathetic thieves to the land's most notorious figures. There is no such thing as a profit too small to take. Very wise words, probably many times spoken by Quark from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Lumencraft. This is a combination of a top-down shooter and base-building game with tower defense elements. You will enter procedurally generated levels with a fully destructible environment. You will build your base, dig some tunnels, and find the precious Lumen, humanity's only chance for survival, a crystal of high energy that may be the last chance for the mankind. Your people established an underground settlement and went into the dark to reach the nearby deposits, but the darkness consumed them as the subterranean caves and tunnels hold as much danger as salvation. Now it's time for you to step into the endless shadows and show all that darkness who the real boss is. As always, probably not you. Little Nightmares 2. You'll return to a world of charming horror, a suspense-adventure game in which you play as Mono, a young boy trapped in a world that has been distorted by the humming transmission in the distance. With a girl in the yellow raincoat as your guide, you set out to discover the dark secrets of the Signal Tower. Your journey won't be easy. You will face a host of terrible threats from the horrific residents of this world. So check the status of your mental balls, the hardness, the texture, and dive into the world of horrors and quirkiness. This game is weird, to say the least, but it is one of the best side-scroller games you will ever play. I can guarantee you that. Old World. A really nice game for Civilization and Crusader Kings fans. It is an historical strategy game where you lead your empire through multiple generations, building a grand legacy to last beyond your own years. Here each of the 7 kingdoms has 4 noble families that provide various benefits when put in charge of your cities. So you will obviously have to marry for politics, raise your heirs, and manage your relationship with the other influential noblemen of your kingdom. So like in that movie I never saw with Vin Diesel, family is what matters here, and if you want to be a strong ruler, your family must be strong as well. So probably marriages between cousins or brothers and sisters here and there is what you actually want. You may think that this is just a simple clone of Civilization, but the game actually takes about 40 hours to beat and contains 3000 unique events inspired by history and mythology. Review score hovers around 80% of positivity, so despite some minor things, all is good in this field. The Last Campfire. This is an adventure, a story of a lost ember trapped in a puzzling place, searching for meaning and a way home. You'll travel deeper into the lands beyond the dark forest and overcome the adversities before you. Discover beautiful wilderness filled with lost inhabitants, strange creatures and mysterious ruins. 97% of all people who bought this game are recommending it to you. People on Steam are talking that this is a beautiful story-driven game filled with great art and even greater music. The puzzles game throws at you ranges from fairly easy to a medium. Nothing will bend your brains inside out in this game. If you fail here somehow, it's a pure problem of your IQ, I'm sorry. If you are in doubt, you can try the demo version on Steam for free. 8-bit Armies. If Command & Conquest spent the night with Minecraft, 9 months later 8-bit Armies would be born. This is a fast-paced RTS, a very colorful strategy arcade game that is easy to learn for players of all skill levels. Collect resources, build up and defend your base, amass your army of tanks and planes, and ultimately crush your opponents. You'll find 25 offline campaign missions, 12 co-op missions to play with your mother-in-law, and 10 multiplayer maps that support up to 8 players online. The game also has pretty good AI you can play with or fight against. The game is easy to understand and is really user-friendly. No Man's Sky. The game was released 7 years ago and it flopped like no game has ever flopped before. Despite that, developers scooped their shattered dignity and textures together and molded it into a great game. No Man's Sky is a live project. Updates are constant, the game is getting better and better every year. They are serious about this game and that's why the price never goes below 50%. You know, they have to pay salaries to all the people updating the game, so they could buy delicious ingredients for the best potato salad. The game itself is an open-world galaxy sim where you craft and build stuff in order to survive. It's one of the best games of the genre, so if you are up for the adventure, don't overthink it. And now, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!